Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're throwing it back to a true American classic, the 1988 GMC Truck. Whether you're a fan of vintage rides, square body designs, or just love dependable workhorses, this truck is bound to grab your attention. We are going deep into its legacy, design, comfort, performance, and whether this 1988 beast still has what it takes in today's world. So buckle up, because this ride down memory lane is going to be worth it. In 1988, GMC introduced a major shift in truck design with the debut of the GMT 400 platform. It replaced the long-running square-body C/K series and brought a more aerodynamic, modern look while keeping the guts and grit that buyers loved. You had options ranging from the 1,500 half-ton to the 2,500 and 3,500 heavy-duty models, two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, single or extended cab. It was all on the table. Under the hood, buyers could choose from a solid lineup of engines, a 4.3-liter V6, several V8s including the 5.0, 5.7, and even a massive 7.4-liter big block, plus a 6.2-liter diesel for the fuel-conscious. Transmissions included 5-speed manuals and 3 or 4-speed automatics, depending on the trim and drivetrain. The curb weight sat around 3,600 to 4,000 pounds depending on the configuration, with fuel economy ranging between 15 and 21 miles per gallon, respectable for a full-size pickup of its time. And price: a base Sierra 1500 could be yours for around $11,000 in 1988. That's pocket change today, but back then it was a serious investment. Now let's talk style, and this is where the 1988 GMC Truck really shines. This was the start of the modern pickup era, and GMC nailed it. Gone were the boxy square fenders and came rounded edges, a slightly sloped windshield, and smoother body lines that screamed evolution while keeping that American truck DNA. The grille is bold and unmistakably GMC, with a mix of chrome and body-colored accents depending on your trim level. You had quad or dual headlamp setups, and the chrome bumpers added a touch of flash to an otherwise rugged machine. Wheel choices ranged from basic steelies to alloy options, with 15 or 16-inch sizing. The long bed version offered serious cargo room, and you'd often see these with optional sliding rear windows, bed liners, and heavy-duty towing mirrors. Despite its workhorse status, this truck looked sharp, and with the right care, it still does. Step inside, and you're greeted by a cabin that blends utility with a bit of 80s flair. You could get vinyl or cloth bench seats depending on the trim, and many trucks seated 3 across comfortably. Extended cab models added room for tools, gear, or if you were lucky, a pair of jumper seats in the back. The dash featured analog gauges with clear readings, a straightforward layout, and tactile controls. Back was basic but effective, and top trims offered luxuries like power windows, power locks, and even a tilt steering wheel, a pretty high-end for the time. You'd often find cassette players or AM/FM stereos, and while the materials were basic, they were built to last. Many owners today say their interiors have held up with minimal wear, and that's a testament to the truck's build quality. It's simple, no nonsense, and just works. Comfort-wise, the 1988 GMC Truck won't rival a modern SUV, but it wasn't trying to. What it does offer is a stable ride, especially thanks to its independent front suspension. That was a big step forward from the old solid axle setups. On the road, it soaks up bumps decently for a pickup, and it's surprisingly manageable around town. Noise levels are reasonable for the era, though there's no escaping the engine growl and wind noise at higher speeds. The bench seat isn't fancy but provides enough cushioning for long hauls. Heat and AC are effective, and visibility is top-notch thanks to those big windows and mirrors. If you're used to modern comforts, it may feel bare-bone but for a 1980s truck, this was a well-balanced ride. Now, performance. This is where the 1988 GMC Truck earns its stripes. Depending on your engine, you're getting anywhere from 150 to over 230 horsepower, with torque figures that made towing and hauling a breeze. The 5.7-liter V8 was the sweet spot for many buyers. Reliable, strong, and easy to maintain. The V6 might have been the base option, but it was no slouch for light-duty work. Acceleration won't blow you away, but it gets the job done. The 3-speed autos were smooth, while the 5-speed manuals gave more driver control and fun for those who liked to row their own gears. Handling is predictably turned and is heavy by today's standards, but very responsive for a body-on-frame truck. Braking is solid, especially if your truck had front discs and rear drums in good condition. And when it came to payload and towing, this truck could manage over 2,000 pounds in the bed and tow more than 7,500 pounds with the right setup. So here's the bottom line. The 1988 GMC Truck is a legend, plain and simple. It was the start of a new generation of pickups, a modern, more refined, but still built tough. Whether you're looking for a reliable daily driver, a weekend hauler, or a restoration project that turns heads, this truck delivers. It's easy to work on, parts are still widely available, and its mechanical simplicity means you can keep it running for decades. And let's be honest, if there's something cool about cruising around in a vehicle that still makes people do a double take. If you ever come across one in good condition, grab it. These trucks are only getting rarer, and they carry a charm that today's models just can't replicate. That's it for today's review. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1988 GMC, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more classic car content. See you in the next one.